So it's 7:15. Welcome.
Yes, sir.
What India needs. What India needs. We have a engineer who can speak on what India needs, because his mission is very close to what India needs. He call it self-reliant India. Making self-reliant India is a big task, and that is what a true engineer. Rarely we see BTech people putting a degree ER. That means they are confident and know that they are engineers. So we have engineer Ravi Shankar Kumar here. He's from Patna, mechanical engineer basically. I knew him very recently through his foundation called IDYM. We had two sessions into IDYM for me. Yeah. The third is in Q on August 3rd. Again, we are meeting. It's all because of the passion which engineer Ravi Shankar Kumar is having to create a self-reliant India. He is the founder of IDYM Foundation. So welcome, Namaskaram, and tell me what made you to be a social, more active in society than being in a factory. And what is that you want to change among the youth, especially in education, looking at the forward technical areas, equipping the youth, and I'm sure you have your student's parent I just got introduced, who is the CEO of IDBM Foundation. Hardly we see, probably she is the youngest CEO of a foundation in India. So that is what engineer Ravi Shankar Kumar is. He is with youth. He is for empowering youth. So welcome, Ravi Shankar ji. Maybe you can give a intro and then tell how you have traveled from Patna to many countries across the globe with your mission. Engineer is stuck. Want of network. Yeah. Start from beginning again. There was a hitch. You can start. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Myself, engineer Ravi Shankar Kumar, and I am from Patna, Bihar. And I started my journey as a mechanical engineer. And when I was in childhood, I always used to see that when I was in a school, and I have studied from a government school. I never got a chance to study.
Which is your village, Ravi Shankar ji?
My teacher comes and talks in the class, and they always say to me, if you will study hard, definitely you will go to NASA. So when I was in childhood, I only know what is called NASA. So I never thought that, okay, we have something like ISRO also in India. So I thought that when I became 10, 12 years, and after that I just slowly came to know about ISRO, and ISRO is doing wonderful job for our nation. So I was always thinking that why people don't take the name of ISRO, why people only take the name of NASA, and ISRO is also doing so many great work. So sir, that was the main thing who was hitting my mind all time. I just want everybody to make aware of that. Our India is doing so many things, we must know about it. That is why, sir, that was the main thing who made me to do this, start this foundation. Actually, foundation is only working for promoting the Indian talent. We want to promote our space scientists, our talent all over the globe. Whenever we have a talk in India, we tell that some scientists are coming from NASA, some scientists are coming from European Space Agency. But rarely we see, nowadays we are seeing our ISRO scientists are called everywhere. Rarely we see people are asking that, okay, some ISRO scientists are coming and they are feeling so much proud. But now when I started this foundation, now I feel that our scientists, our Indian talent are going to other countries. We have already conducted workshop in 43 countries. By end of 2021, I am targeting to reach at least 100 countries. Maybe I don't know I will reach or not. Definitely I will try to reach. So now, whenever we talk in their country and they introduce us that these are the people coming from India, they are having background of ISRO, they are having background of IITs. So I feel very proud that sir, I am able to contribute 0.1% of my life for my nation. That is what is may always inspire me that do something for the nation. And I met very young CEO. It was very shocking for everyone that we have got so many educators, so many scientists, so many big people in our team. But how a 14-year-old girl can become CEO of such a big foundation? Because we have already reached to all 28 states of India. And the reason for that, I want to inspire the kids, because if she is the CEO, the kids who is going to watch the workshop or anything of the foundation, they will think, oh, a small girl can also do this, why can't I do that type of work? So that was the reason I made her as a CEO, and she is very wonderful girl, and she is also doing a lot of good work. This is also foundation is running, and slowly we are trying, and under your guidance also, I have learned a lot, and with your support, we are trying to do much better. That's all I can say from my part.
Which part of which part of Patna you are? Which is the village?
Actually, sir, my house is in Patna, proper city. But due to some work, I have come to my village. There is some rain, heavy rain is here. That's why I'm not able to, you cannot see me fully in the video.
No, which is the village?
I come from Patna. There is a place called Masodi. Masodi is the police station of my village. And near to Masodi, we have a place called Nadaul. Nadaul is the railway station. From Nadaul, we need to travel for 3 kilometers, and that is the place name called Bera.
Okay.
That place we come to.
So still that is like a village traditionally. By the time you took birth, and now there is no difference.
Yes, sir, there is a lot of difference there. In 2014, there was no facility of electric current and all. I can tell you only everything. There was a lot of infrastructure was not there. But after 2014, new government came in the central, and they have lot of infrastructure is there. Unfortunately, today is very heavy rain is there. That's why we are facing this problem. Otherwise, there is no problem here. Everything is going in a very.
Is it a blessing in Bihar to get a good rain or not?
It's good to have a rain in Bihar, sir, because we have more farmers, If the rain is coming, it is good for them, they can do farming. We will face some problem of electricity, but our farmers are more important than that electricity, though. We can... high temperature, but farmers will get benefited. That is a benefit for the country. Think about it.
So what is special about Bihar? What heritage-wise, what Bihar contributed to India?
Yes, sir. Actually, before you might have heard about Nalanda University. It was the world biggest university we have in Bihar. And this was the main reason too. I launched a award called also Nalanda Award, Pride of Knowledge. Before only, 1 month or 2 months back, we have celebrated that one. So Nalanda was the biggest university that contributed to the world, not only to the India. And if you see that in Bihar, when a UPSC result comes, IAS, IPS officer, you can see that the maximum result come from Bihar, and we have very good IITians. Lot of IITians are getting qualified from Bihar. And then many things like we have a agriculture infrastructure, so we are able to help our country with training and all. So these are the things we have. Jharkhand also, but in 2002, that Atal Vajpayee separated Bihar and Jharkhand. So our own infrastructure, like industry and all, gone to Jharkhand. We are now only depending on farming. So by farming, we are contributing to the nation.
We had a few people who were discussing in the first 2-3 days. Almost all our focus was farming. So is it that we have to build not only the science and technology and propagate that, we also have to focus too much or maybe much more than what in the advanced science and technology into the agriculture, farming, the village life, infrastructure in the village, And maybe the technology development which can be used for the villagers to preserve and distribute their produces, etc.
Yes, sir. That is a very great point, sir. Actually, we must focus on farming, because 70% of income in India, it depends upon farmers. So the first focus should, government first focus should be on farming. But, nowadays technology is changing. So we cannot just think ideal that, okay, we will only work on farming things and we will grow and we will become superpower. At the same time, we have to focus on technology. And nowadays, the world is growing very fast, so we have to provide more technology to the people, more technology to the farmers, so that they can, they can make things done very faster. And we have to build up the infrastructure in all over the country for, especially for farmers. And when we see the GDP also, the most contribution comes from farmers. So we always, we must focus on farming things. That is what I think. And also my father is also a leader, as a village panchayat leader, also is a farmer. So I always love to do something related to farming. Whenever I get a chance, I also go and work in farming area. That's really good. I really feel proud to be the farmers and do something for them.
I don't know whether your CEO knows your Rao, whether she knows Kasturi Rangan. Maybe Vikram Sarabhai is too old. Maybe at least these two people, their life stories, etc.
Our CEO.
Yeah. Is she around in the?
The day you gave the talk in IDBI Foundation, actually she was having some, so that's why she was not able to welcome you. Actually her plan was to welcome you, and I also told to her, sir is coming today and it's a very great day for the foundation. Then she told to me, definitely sir, I will try to welcome him because it's a great opportunity in my life. But unfortunately, there was same time, sir, there was some online exam is going on for her.
Okay.
So she was not able to join you. But she is very curious girl, and I just want to tell you some experience with her to all of you.
Yeah.
When I first time I interacted with her, I was having a Swachh Bharat competition, Gandhi Jayanti. And I made a competition that every student have to make a poster on Swachh Bharat and they have to make a 30-second video on that. So we got 1,256 participants from all states of India. That time we were not in an international level. And then I made her a brand ambassador of IDBI Foundation. So without knowing her, without she knowing me, I made her a brand ambassador. And I just want to tell you the question first was asked by her. She asked me, sir, what is this brand ambassador? What am I supposed to do? I told her, brand ambassador means a good girl who is studying very hard for exams and all. And you told me to do just because I really IDBI Foundation. But sir, she worked very hard and her mother also worked very hard and now she and she has got many things on and we know about to become my wife. But I have a one task to her. Maybe if I ask her, sometime I will come to know she knows or not.
I remember the time I joined ISRO was 1989.
Yes, sir.
That time to know about ISRO, I was before joining. That's how we learn about an organization before we joined. And I found there was a beautiful book called India in Space. So I thought I will send a copy of that to her, but I was just searching whether it's available on Amazon. Then I found that ISRO website is freely downloadable. So I suggest it can be freely given to everyone. That talks about the story of ISRO. There are a lot of lectures, but nothing like reading and keeping a copy, printing and keeping it, right? It's always nice to read. So ISRO has done wonders. We have two major organizations in India who has independently grown under great leaders, Homi Bhabha, Vikram Sarabhai, and they are Department of Atomic Energy and Space. They are like cousin brothers. And combinedly both of them today work together with the Defense Department. So major technological development in any country starts with the defense. But we have an independent space research organization. But NASA is famous because it combines two departments. One is astronomy and the another one is space. We have two different departments. So I'm sure children are fond of looking in the sky, asking why is it like this, what is happening there, and there are great deal of, generally people say why human beings are different from animals. I don't think any animal will ask a question when there is lightning and thunder, where is it coming from? But I'm sure human beings have this curiosity. And on the ground what you have can be seen, but in the space it cannot be seen. I was so happy looking at what IDYM focuses. Most of that is on the curiosity aspect. How do you believe these children today are really curious? Or are they only curious about the report card and A+ marks and the grades and the job at the end? Or are they really looking for knowledge?
Yes, sir. Actually, when I just want to tell you the journey what I have with the children. Actually, I come from corporate world, but suddenly I change into want to interact with the students. I interacted with all the students of India. We have posted till now 222 space exploration program, and I was involved in all the activity by God grace. So, the question what you asked that are they curious or they just want to learn things, Actually, sir, like I just want to tell you, last time you gave a talk in IDBAM Foundation.
Yeah.
I have just telling you the basic experience what I have. Then you gave a talk, that day I received a message from many schools. Sir, can we have a talk of TP Sasikumar in my school? Then I told that yes, I will talk to sir because sir is very busy. I will request him. I cannot ask him to please because.
Ravi Shankar, don't tell this to others that I am so busy. I will not get any invitation from any place.
No, sir, I just told you because you are doing so many work, sir. I am seeing every day.
Yeah.
So that's why I assume like that. So that's why. Many schools have contacted me and told, sir, I want to know about TP Sasikumar and we want to have a session of him. Then I asked to them, why you want a session of TP Sasikumar? Why he is so special, why others are not special? Because we have many people with us, why you want only TP Sasikumar? That was my curiosity to them.
Okay.
They said to me that the sir is interacting, and many of the children were listening with us while they are attending the session of IDBAM. Some principal children are there, some teachers, children were there. Those children spread this in the other children. Saying that, there was a scientist came for the talk in IDBAM Foundation and he was talking very proper, so we should have some program. So we will ask the school to conduct this program. So, sir, what I am feeling that if a person who is ready to give a very great knowledge, then curiosity will be like, they want to learn something, always. But if proper knowledge is not given, then sometimes a student lost the interest. They just do time pass and they want to get a mark. That's all. Proper knowledge should be that.
I will tell you, Ravi Shankar ji, knowledge doesn't come from listening to talk. ISRO has got a beautiful exhibition bus. Do you know that? We have got a huge exhibition which is inside a good vehicle which can travel from one place to another place, stay there for a day, show the people, especially children who are curious, similar to what we have in the train. We had a India exhibition, DST, Department of Science and Technology, there is a train which used to be in junctions. But the idea of ISRO having a bus was, we could even reach to the remotest place. Because for Northeast and all, there are no trains at all. I visit Northeast and then see most of the time they don't even have a science lab. Therefore, what happens is you have got a science biology vehicle, you have a physics vehicle, and you have a chemistry vehicle which goes around the year and stay in the school only for a week. So the laboratory in normal government schools run 365 days, but in the northeast schools it runs only 1 week. So everybody is curious. It is used much more than the normal schools, because when it is there 365 days, you will think that I can use it tomorrow, I can see it tomorrow. So exhibition sometimes is much better than having a permanent facility, because the same money, and you can have experts who keep explaining it in appointing that many people in the schools are much more costlier. So we have an ISRO vehicle. I think IDYM should take an initiative. We will talk to ISRO and then find that whether we can have the vehicle running across Bihar. From Karnataka, Bangalore it can start. It can reach up to Bhopal at least, because Bhopal is one of the greatest ISRO center where we monitor the INSAT satellites. We could have up to Delhi, we can go, probably up to Kashmir we can go. That's a great possibility for children as soon as after COVID everybody wakes up, because seeing is much better than listening. And second one, there are a lot of observatories which can be made with a large balloon. Like you cannot have a planetarium which is moving, but you can have a planetarium which you can carry in your car and blow it up wherever you want. I was seeing many portable planetariums which are running in America. So I'm sure in India I found there are a lot of vendors who are ready to supply that. So we should have two things. One is planetarium, the second one is a life story of what ISRO is, reaching up to every corner. That is one big project, probably we can take it. But the question is, we can enthuse, we can have the zeal for children, they will have the quest for asking questions. But are we really providing the required knowledge? The higher, up to 10th class, the education is fine. We have only one IAST, but that is also producing scientists for ISRO. Do you think that we have to have good facilities in different technological institutions around to motivate the staff, students, industry? ISRO doesn't run with the scientists. ISRO runs with more than 100 industries. Every nut and bolt is made in different industries. Godrej makes a lot of spare parts. There is a great industry in Hyderabad which makes the whole vessel for the launch vehicle. The cover itself is made in Hyderabad. It is transported from Hyderabad to Sriharikota. It's never made inside a department. No scientist does it. It's only made in factories, but we do a test and fit everything together. Assembly is done by ISRO. Therefore, it's also essential for us to equip the industry so that we could really get into multiplying the number of satellites which we can have. But that partnership from the engineering colleges, great institutions are not happening. So what could be the method? Because IDYM works very close to academics. IDYM works with very close to the engineering colleges, faculty members. He left. Ravi Shankar ji. Yeah. You could get my question. What can be done to percolate this from the school level to the higher education level?
Saying that, sir, how we can motivate the different college and schools to help the ISRO. That is what is your question, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir. That is the very huge task in India to convince people, especially when I was in the beginning of IDYM Foundation. It's quite difficult to convince the people. If you tell them that also you want to give a good knowledge, they are not ready to take. Very difficult to convince the people, but once they get convinced, they do the things in a very proper way. What I feel is that, sir, we must like run some program like we go to, we connect with all the school of India. And children, no, sir, they are the ignited mind of our country. If we can ignite them, if we can put them in their mind that, okay, ISRO is something which is doing for our country, and ISRO can change your nation, in coming 10 or 20 years. So if the student will get the proper idea that, okay, this ISRO can help our nation to become superpower, then definitely they will be the change maker. That is what I feel that. So somehow we have to connect with the children, and we have to give them the proper idea that what ISRO is trying to do and how ISRO is trying to help the nation. That is what is lacking in India, and because many of the people, sir, they don't know much about ISRO. They know what is called ISRO. They know there is rocket is getting launched in space and they are working in the national news channel. But they simply don't know how ISRO is contributing to the national development. So if we can give some, proper guidance to them. Whenever I meet with the children in the school, I always tell them that, see, our ISRO is doing a wonderful job. We have to think about ISRO. So they get some curiosity about ISRO and they start thinking about ISRO.
I will tell you.
We can involve more people in ISRO.
Yeah, there is one specific reason, and there is somebody in my mind when I was talking to you on this. I had a student from a normal small village from Andhra Pradesh who came to Hyderabad. Those days I was teaching in Vivekananda Kendra at Ramakrishna Math. He got attracted seeing a space scientist. He came to me and I found that he knows much more than what I know about space. With no exaggeration, I am admitting that he knew much more than what I know about space, because ISRO people doesn't know much about space. We only know about the ground. We have got satellite on the top, looks to the ground. I know what is on the ground, but not in the space. He taught me many things about the moon. He taught me many things about the cosmology and all that. He was a 9th class boy. I was very curious. But then he wanted to study after 12th in one college, maybe IIT or NIT. I couldn't have, even those days there was no IAST, so I couldn't suggest him any institution. Later IAST came into existence. I was also a small part in that. It's the first note for IAST went from Dr. GPS when I was working at the headquarters. That's how IAT got established. And I remember I told that boy, he was ignited, he wanted to do space science, he wanted to do rocketry, he wanted to do many things in space. But he ended up in a third range engineering college in Hyderabad. Because we don't have institutions. Maybe the brightest of the bright, if they write IIT, they need not be in IIT. Because that's a different game. Having passion is something different. We don't have a reservation for students who have shown exceptionally great talent in a very specific subject. Okay, if we are shown in space, let me give another 5 seats in IAST for those children who have shown exceptionally great in that. No, all of them have to undergo the same test, and some of them will fail in that. Therefore, what happened to him? Yeah, he was still pursuing his interest. He joined with the National Aeronautical Laboratory, did some project there, and then he has gone to Germany. He is working with great academic research areas related to space, but I have not seen him growing and contributing to India. If we had such an opportunity to put him into the right place, we would have used such brains. It's only one case, I am sure. When I was working in headquarters, Bangalore, every day there used to be a bunch of letters coming from the young youth, children from different parts of India. They say that I know how to make a rocket, I know how to make a different fuel which can take rocket to higher, faster. But then what generally done is it's all put into dustbin. Nobody even reads it. Because the number of, we don't have such an infrastructure. Look at the spark in children. Therefore, probably we need an NGO, a non-governmental organization who looks at it, takes some initiative of having some tie-up with some engineering colleges. I remember I did a project with MANIT, Maulana Azad National Institute of Technology, NIT, Bhopal. where I used to go for motivating the engineering students, and then there was a project of making a satellite. There are some engineering colleges which are part of some private engineering, so I am not naming it. I don't want to popularize some private engineering colleges running in Tamil Nadu. They also have a tie-up, but still it's all commercialized. So I believe Engineer Ravi Shankar, we should identify few industries, and those industries have a tie-up with some engineering colleges, where probably we could have a funding or reservation for those children. Maybe we can pull money also, that's not a big job. We could have a sponsored 5 to 10 seats for those children who are showing exceptionally brilliant talent in understanding what space is. I feel that these discussions what we are having, when somebody puts a point, I am trying to reflect on that to take some action forward. And we plan at the end of August, we will have some action items, we will have some activities on the ground which could take some inputs from these discussions. Ravi Shankarji, what could be your input on this?
Yes, sir. Definitely, this is a very wonderful idea, sir. And already, I just want to tell to all you that we are trying to. Already, many schools are getting interested into. They want to build their own satellite and all, and they are ready to invest money also for the infrastructure if they want to start a space lab and all. Those school can be connected with you as well, and you can also we can work together for this. Already, I have got more than 100 inquiries till now. Actually, when we talk in the workshop, sir, generally I say to them, if you are willing to make your satellite and all, you can connect with us later on. What I have seen is that many schools are taking interest. They want to start a space lab. They want to start their satellite projects and all. This is a very wonderful idea, sir. We can go with it. Definitely, a school will be ready to sponsor. If the schools are not ready to sponsor, we can talk to various industries like LNT and all. There are various industries are there in India and other than India also. That will be very helpful for us.
Good, wonderful. So generally what we do is we go up to 8 o'clock with my questions and then open up for others to ask questions. I know you are actually in a dark place with a bright face. Right? The background is black, but your face is bright.
Yes, sir. Actually, some problem is there.
Yeah, I don't want to hold you for long and then trouble you. But let us go for a quick round of questions from those people who wanted to interact with you, because he is not a small man. He has left his job for the society, for uplifting those children who had the dream which he was having when he was young. And he found that he needed to support such people. And I am sure Hathel Asmi also will have something to talk about. What is her interaction with Ravi Shankarji?
Yes, Denul, are you there? Can you call Denul for 5 minutes at least?
I will give. Don't worry. Whatever she has to learn for 5 minutes, I will teach her 1 hour and then finish 2 hours of learning process.
Yes, but Denul, you can on the video also because sir want to see you. Please on the video. And you can keep your mom also with you. Daddy also, you can call her.
Okay, sir. Okay, but we are not ready. Sir, நீங்க எப்படி தமிழ் பேசுறீங்க? தீபக் வந்து ரொம்ப நாளா உங்களோட இன்டர்வியூ எடுக்கணும்.
பட் இங்க இருக்கிறது எல்லாரும் தமிழ் தெரியாத. இங்க இருக்கிறது எல்லாருக்கும் தமிழ் தெரியாது. உங்களுக்கு தமிழ்ல பேசியா?
ஆனா எனக்கு ரொம்ப நல்லா இங்கிலீஷ் தெரியாது சார். ஏன் அப்படின்னாக்கா நான் வந்து ரொம்ப நல்லா படிக்கல. நான் ரொம்ப ஒரு வில்லேஜ்ல இருந்து I am coming from village.
See, I will tell you, you know, probably Tamilians, we cannot ask this. When I go to different places, I will tell them most of the people know English much better than their mother tongue. What is this? You don't know this in Tamil, you know only in English.
Yes.
So, what you know around you is all English. Therefore, you don't worry about is, was and adjective and all that. Just speak what you like. Otherwise, I am sure our CEO is there. You tell her the chief.
Switch on the video.
You tell the CEO, chief research officer wanted to see the CEO.
Yes, that's great. That's a great thing.
I am the chief research officer for IDYM.
Call Denul. Janet. Hello.
She must have gone to put some more powder. I think. Yes, she said yes. Yeah.
This is what I like in you, sir. This is what I like in you. This is what, always I remember you, whenever I get up in the morning, always you come in my mind. I don't know, because the way you talk, I like so much. Whenever I have attended your sessions, every session something new I have got from there.
You know why Ravi Shankar? I am sure Hathil will enjoy. What I keep saying always is Podal, Pogattum, Pod. That's a Tamil song. Anything happened, we don't care.
Switch on the video. Never want to see you, Denul.
It's okay. Yeah. Anybody else who want to ask questions, by the time they come with the makeup. I wish somebody could have some questions. Aditi is there, Vaishnavi is there, Gayatri is there, Yadu, Nila is there. This is something which is very, very close to the youth development programs. Anybody? No questions? Get up. If you are sleeping, get up. Yeah, Vaishnavi. Your physics students are there, right? So physics is very close to space. Come on. Yeah. I think I spoke to your college, right? Did I?
Yes, sir. College. Physics.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
But that time I was a core space scientist. Do you know, Ravi Shankar, what space in Sanskrit called? The translation for space in Sanskrit.
Actually, I know in Hindi, sir, when Michael Sir used to teach me in 7th and 6th class, Antariksh, but I don't know exactly in Sanskrit.
No, Antariksh is only environment.
Yes, sir.
But space in Sanskrit means come.
Brahman.
Come.
Somebody has written in the chat.
That is called come. When you suffix come with the su, it becomes sukham. When you prefix come with the su, it is called sukham. When you prefix with the du, it is called dukham. So what is sukham and dukham? If you make the inside space in you good, it becomes sukham. The inside space in you make it bad, it becomes dukham. So I keep saying I am a space scientist. I was a space scientist. Now I am a space scientist with su prefix. So that is actually what is called see, for example, India had great knowledge about space, aeronautics. We knew how to fly. We knew how to define Vimana. We had the concept of Vimana much before anybody else could have. There is a great sloka which says, Deshantaram yadvak. From one desha to another desha you want to travel. There are three ways. One is on land. Next cross the river. Third one through space. Deshantaram. Two places to travel. You could either fly, and if there is a river you could cross it, or you could travel on the land. Dvipa Deepantaram Chaiva. If those land are disconnected by water, there are only two ways. One is flying, second one is water. So you removed the option of traveling by land. And then the next option, if you want, decide you are only traveling through the air. That's only space. So it says, Desha Deshantaram Yadbhak, from one Desha to another Desha to go. From Dvipa Dvipantaram Chaiva, from one island to another island you want to travel. Yo Ambare Gandumarhasi, which travels in air. Sabhimana iti prokta. That is what is called a Vimana. You can see how beautifully it is defined. If you look at lot of Khajuraho, the center of India, Madhya Pradesh. In that place, if you look at lot of statues are there. The sculptures made people with lot of space travel equipments being holding by them. It looks like they are ready to fly. So it shows we had individual human flying objects which can be connected or maybe which can be used as a jacket and people could fly. Though it was not there probably, the concept of flying, concept of using such equipment was part of India. Khajuraho is the place if somebody wanted to learn not only dance, not only about different art forms, that is also seen in the sculptures, the basic science which we had. So India was not only good in the agriculture, land, different sciences, we were also good in looking at the part of world out from the earth. There are still people in the modern world with great knowledge around. People still believe earth is flat. It looks like unbelievable for us. But if you just Google and find out earth flat, there are a lot of people still propagate. They are not normal people. They are all people educated in the highest academic institutions in the world. They are all scientists. They propagate and they keep theory saying exactly like if you want to say how the globe is, they also establish theory. And when you listen to that, you will also fall into that and believe that what they are saying is true. Unless you are able to see from other parts. So nothing wrong when once upon a time people believed that earth was flat. Even today we have with all the modern technology. But Bharatiya Shastra, the traditional India, never believed that earth was flat. We had Bhugolam, we had planetary concept, we had universal gravity concept, cosmology. But then we lost it. The basic reason is where Ravi Shankar is coming from. Ravi Shankar is coming from Patna, where we had the first university, Nalanda, which we lost. There were people coming from different parts. I'm sure Ravi Shankar, we need to have a place close to those areas where we had the knowledge strength. Create at least a space park where we depict what heritage we had. I remember when Abdul Kalam visited Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan in Hyderabad. They had a center ground where the assembly used to happen. It was covered with all the buildings on all the sides. And we had great threads hanging on the roof. And planets were fixed on those. So when you look at it, you know the planets as if you are looking in the space. From the ground you can see all the planets in the space. According to the scale, it was recreated. A planetary system, a solar system was recreated in a school. I remember it, did it probably 20 years back. The other day when I was talking to Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, they were remembering that yes, this was the man who came and then helped us to create that on the ground. So we do have that concept of recreating at least a structure for the children to understand. not through the microscope, but working with the hand will give you a lot of ideas. That is quite essential. Ravi Shankar ji, your connection is still perfect. If
Yes, sir. Please.
I can only keep on adding, but this is not the forum for me to give additions.
I think Delul is ready, but maybe some internet connectivity issue. He may not be able to on the video, but Sini.
She could speak. Yeah.
Delul, please unmute yourself.
First of all, I'm very thankful to everyone listening. Unfortunately, I can't go on my video to my network issues. It was my long time dream to have a meet with Dr. Sasikumar sir. Hello sir, just say hi to me.
Namaste.
I don't know what is this session, but suddenly my mom used to call me. I just come here and talk to great people. Good inspiration for me, but maybe I think I sometimes have a
If anybody has got anything to ask, she is the youngest CEO of a great foundation in India, IDYM. Which grade you are into, my dear?
So now currently I'm doing my 10th grade UPSC.
Wonderful. So what is your favorite subject?
My favorite subject is always science. I want to become a doctor specialist in heart cardiology. So I want to become a doctor and my favorite subject is science, which is my biology.
Okay.
I used to say that mathematics is always the toughest one arithmetic profession. If you have any tip to tell me, let me tell you, sir.
Mathematics is not a subject at all, it's a language.
Mathematics, sir.
Mathematics is a language.
How can we do that?
Because-
It's an arithmetic progression we are doing that.
Yeah, arithmetic progression is very simple. Arithmetic progression is ekachame, trishashchame, panchachame, saptachame, namachame, ekachame. That's like a song. Eka, 1, 3, 5, panchadasham, saptadasham, navadasham. So it's all like equal distance you want. So after arithmetic progression, what is the next progression you learn?
Then more things are there, like real number, polynomials.
No, in progression after arithmetic, what do you learn?
No, that's the basic thing in 10th standard.
No,
So that's
don't you have
what
don't you have geometric progression?
we have that one as a coordinate geometry.
Okay. So why I say mathematics is a language? When you study up to schools, it is only a subject. But in engineering, any problem you want to convert and talk to somebody else, you have only to write equations. Therefore, mathematics doesn't have existence without an application. Like English is required, or Tamil is required, or my mother tongue Malayalam is required when I have an idea to communicate to somebody else. Similarly, if I have an idea to communicate to somebody else about physics, about geography, I need about history, say. So if I have to talk about history, immediately I have to give a number. What is that number? Number is mathematics. So every alphanumeric, when you use in a language, it is a language. When you want to convey subject like social science, all science, everything is science other than languages. So all science you want to communicate to somebody else, you need table, graph, figures, and some numbers, facts and figures. How do you convey facts and figures? That is mathematics. Maybe once your exams are over, you must listen to some of my lectures in mathematics. I teach mathematics without a board, no chalk, no paper. I only speak mathematics because mathematics is a language with full of logic.
So as
dreams come true by our great leader Dr. Abdul Kalam sir. So my request is, what do you want to say to the younger generations as like me?
See, what do you become in profession is unimportant. How do you play your role from yourself, from your family, to the society, to a larger generation? If you can make some impact, that is more important.
So I always used to get, being in 10th grade, I want to always motivate myself during this COVID-19 pandemic, as we all settled at home for a long time, as much this world is battling with COVID-19. So may I get to know the difference between what is inspiration and motivation? Because you're one of my motivation, or I want to tell that whether it's okay. Inspiration or motivation. I want the difference in long-term potential was.
See, when you see something, you get inspired. But that need not have a target. It is not focus oriented. But when you think that, this can make some difference, the inspiring gives an effect on something, someone. But motivation is both intrinsic and extrinsic. What create you for tomorrow? So a motivation is like which gives you a impact, which gives you an action item. That is what is inspiration. Can be just a feeling. Oh, I got inspired after seeing the movie. But motivation gives you in action. That is what the basic difference.
So I get to know you is your inspiration in your life, because
See,
you're one of the most successful.
Listening to the talk, you get inspired. But did you use it for creating some of your task in life? Then I motivated you to do that. That's why we say motivated to do that. That is important. Got it? You see the chat box. Anusha is making a comment saying that same question was asked a few years back. So what is essential? So what is essentially required is you get inspired by seeing a movie. But movie motivated you. Probably there are some characters in that who has done some action. So about that feeling, you are making it to do something with an action. So motivation is something which is higher. But motivation also may not stay for longer unless you grab it inside you, internalize it. There is a process called internalizing. When you internalize it, then you don't even want somebody to motivate you. Probably sometime back I must have motivated somebody, but maybe my mentee, my student motivates me today. Oh, this is how I should have worked. Probably I am only motivated, I may not do anything. But somebody takes it into action, that becomes a real motivation. Good enough? Ask me.
Yes, sir, everything enough. Last but not least, I have one question. That if we see now, this is a critical situation that COVID-19 is passing now. So educational challenges are for the student, being schools are closed for a long time. A student like me are very disturbed during this pandemic. What do you want to say to us to get motivated? We are feeling so distressed.
I don't
I'm
think.
waiting for this school to be open.
I was seeing the other day a small girl when the mother was calling and saying COVID is over, school started. She says, no, I don't want to go to school because it's much better to be at home. I'm sure most of the children are enjoying. But I will tell you, there is no impact on students on higher education, like 8th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade or 10th grade students are able to connect through internet. The most desperate, or maybe the psychological impact, maybe the social impact on children are from grade 3, age 3 to grade 3. Because that is the time When we learn psychology, we learn psychology in different stage. A babyhood, early childhood, then etc. It goes to adulthood and old age and all. But this is the time when age 3 to grade 3, that's a time when people have to understand everything is not mine, I have to part with somebody else. When young children up to 3 years, everything is fed to them. The mother, father, grandfather, grandmother, brothers, sisters, elders, everybody look after them and they are the focus of attention. From their age 3, they go to schools. When they go to schools, there is a teacher and she becomes the focus of attention of 40 children where they were focus of attention in their houses. So actually they understand there are a lot of people like me and we are supposed to share. You can see them fighting, you can see them grabbing things, you can also see them sharing. These are all actually a psychological change, evolution which is supposed to happen. If that is lost for few years, from age 3 to grade 3, they will become irreparably bad in dealing with the society in later part of their life. So academic institutions, it is not just learning. There are home tuitions available, homeschooling available. There can be special schools where people are being taught. But still, like Rama, Krishna, Kuchela, you will see the greatest king's children were also sent to schools. It is not because they cannot get teachers there to teach them. You have to understand social life from age 3 to grade 3. So I am sure the students of 10th class, they can learn much better than what they could have learned in classroom. Unless you have got some laboratory experiments to conduct. But that also digitally available, because I am a man of propagating lot of learning through multimedia. I started propagating multimedia nearly 17 years back. But teachers were not ready to take it, because you can see different lectures. Assume you don't understand physics, you can always go to MIT lectures who explain physics much better than your classroom teaching. So I am sure once you are connected, but understand nearly 40% of India is still not connected digitally. So they are losing. But if you are able to connect, you are able to get on to internet, then you are able to get on to different activities happening around the world. You have not lost anything. And probably, maybe teenage people lost their fun with their boyfriends, girlfriends, maybe mingling with friends in the class, sharing, having fun. Most of the time, which students based in schools are saved actually. Second biggest advantage. Most of the students soon after the school go to tuition center. All the gossips in tuition center, all the fooling and cheating which happens in tuition centers are closed. I wish government make a ban on tuitions and no tuitions will open after this. That will be the biggest thing which they can do. Because we proved that we don't require tuitions for children to learn. They can digitally get connected and learn. Probably that is also getting encashed by the digital tuitions. 90 plus is there, so many other apps came. Nothing wrong. You have an option to use it or not to use it. So I'm sure students did not got really affected, and I'm sure parents are so happy children are there, and children are so happy they got sufficient time with the parents. But the losers are age 3 to grade 3. That is going to be an irreparable program. We don't know how long it will go. The third wave is coming. We found in America they have decided to remove the masks, but again they are insisting people should have masks all the public places. That means they are anticipating things are going to be worse in the coming days. So I don't think schools are will not get opened that fast. Okay, so don't think that it is a big problem. Take every trouble in this world as a big blessing, so that you learn new ways of living. I remember last year, March onwards, people started talking about after COVID life. And they called me for lectures. I said, I cannot give lectures now. I can only give after COVID lectures after next year, I said. I was jokingly telling that, but it has come true. Because we know after COVID what business will happen. I said, you have to think about during COVID what business will happen. Because COVID is going to be like this. I'll tell you, most of the other nations in the West, had such trouble, maybe worse trouble than this. Therefore, they changed their life pattern, not involving many people in festivals, marriages, getting into people without having an appointment, lot of social visits. All that is not part of their Western life because they know or they must have undergone such severe troubles in their life. Only probably India is facing it first time. And I will tell you, COVID is not a big problem for India also. If you look at the statistics of number of people dying out of poverty is much bigger and higher than the death we had through COVID. I will repeat it if you want. The number of death which happened through poverty is much bigger and higher than the number of death which happened out of COVID. But why people talk about this COVID too high? That is because the poverty death happens only to the poor people, but COVID doesn't distinguish poor and the rich. Every one of them are affected. The hunger is a big problem and COVID is not that a big problem. I'll tell you, if you are hungry, you know the problems in life. So don't talk about COVID as a big problem. Take this as a normal situation. It's not an abnormal situation. It's only teaching us a different way of life. Yeah, it's true that once we are out of it, we are much more free. We will have a different life. We will all learn how to be good. But I will tell you, even today, if you look at maximum number of people who are into politics, who are into different activities around the socially, they are all living as normal as possible. If I just go out in the market in Hyderabad, I will see most of them are cheating people by not using the mask in the nose and the mouth. They will put it down. See, we don't learn in the society. That is the biggest problem. So I don't suggest children to take this as a big problem. I'm sure children get accommodated, adjusted, acclimatized with the situations, with the culture very fast. But the young ones probably will have a problem. Probably the elderly people had a problem. Probably those people who are sick had problems. But otherwise, it's a good time. Unless we are supplied with, understand these worst situations also, there is a market working. There are people supplying food, there are people supplying vegetable. We are only shutting at the house and then sitting. But unless somebody else give you the food, give you the supply, all that online process, there are a lot of people working in the ground. Think about them. Then you will understand how lucky we are. Understood?
Yes, sir, that's true. Every challenge in life opens up a new opportunity. Thanks a lot, sir.
Wonderful. Inshallah, we will meet sometime. Enjoy having more discussions. Ravi Shankar ji, I took a lot of your time because I know today he had a problem of internet coverage, electricity, and nice that we could connect to.
That is a blessing for me, sir. That is a blessing for me, sir, that I got a chance to talk with you. It's a great day for me in my life.
If anybody else have got any quick comments or questions, probably we'll open up. Otherwise, we will call it a day today and then wait for tomorrow. This is the 10th day. I think the 11th day we are going to have. Maybe in the next few days we will have few more. All of them after editing and posting onto my YouTube. I love people who are not able to get into this, share it across, and then see that the message is taken. Yeah.
I have a small plan, sir. I just want to discuss with you.
Wonderful.
So I thought that this is the best place to discuss.
Wonderful. Yes. Welcome.
Sir, I want to keep one program of you, and I want to invite every state student, so that once you give the talk to them, then definitely I think that will help the other student to get inspired.
Sure.
That is what I was thinking one day in my mind, that we can connect maximum schools from various states of India. Some state like Nagaland, or there is a connectivity to there, but I have connected workshop in all the places. If we are able to connect with them also on the same day, it will be great. Or we can share them the YouTube link where they can understand what you are trying to tell. This is my one plan is there in mind, sir. I want to do something like this for the a student of India.
Sure. We will have.
Even international students can also participate in that.
Yeah, I know the problems in the Northeast because when I used to travel in Northeast, it's not connectivity. I keep saying If a BSNL wind comes, I will get the message. Another BSNL wind can take, because once in a while only it will come. And forget about all that, there are no electricity. I stayed in places where it was chill, cool and no electricity. Forget about the heater. Even water cannot be got, hot water is not available. Even to brush, we can't even touch the water. So I used to go and stay there at least 10 days a year. Because of many problems for the last 2-3 years, I am not able to travel. Otherwise, every year I used to have in Itanagar. You can see Vivekananda Kendra Vidyalaya, Dr. TPS. You will see my lectures, lectures and talks there. But the energy with which they speak, the energy with which they act is fantastic. I keep them telling, I've got a lot of Mary Coms there. Today we are seeing Mary Com. I used to see thousands of Mary Coms in my class. They're all so powerful, power-packed people. But we could always connect. We could always connect because there are some satellite links available dedicated for them.
On something like this in the coming future, sir?
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure Ravi Shankar has got lot of plans to take message to the youth of India, and that's why he wanted to reshape probably the education system, and he wanted to contribute. That is what he says, self-reliant India. Everything is not rosy as we see around with all the facilities. We have difficult situations, worst places, probably traveling 20 kilometers take 3 hours sometime. I have also traveled to such situations. When we look at it, we know we don't complain about small traffic jams in the city. I'm sure the days to come. Tomorrow we have Yogacharya Nanadev, who is a person settled in UK, but lot of Indian values and heritage in him. See you tomorrow at 7:15. We are closing slightly early today. Generally we plan for 1 hour. It used to go for 2 hours. But today we will close it early. If there are no comments or questions, we'll call it a day. Thank you all. See you tomorrow. God bless you. Ravi Shankar ji, I enjoyed.
Yeah, you have done well, sir. It's a great day.
Thank you, sir.
Namaskar.